Contingency plan for Walter White. Subject: Walter Hartwell White. Alias: Heisenberg. Origin: Albuquerque, New Mexico. Classification: Master Chemist, Drug Kingpin Power Set, Expertise in Chemistry, Strategic Brilliance, High Intellect, Ruthlessness, Vast Criminal Network, Psychological Profile. Manipulative, driven by ego and financial gain. Complex motivations rooted in personal legacy and power. Threat level: high, due to influence over drug trade, potential for widespread harm, strategic acumen. Introduction. Walter White, known as Heisenberg, is not just a chemist, he is a master manipulator and criminal strategist. His empire, built upon his scientific prowess and ruthless ambition, poses a significant threat. My contingency plan must address not only his chemical expertise, but also his strategic mind and criminal network. Surveillance and Intelligence. Gathering 1. Infiltration and Surveillance. Walter White operates with meticulous planning and secrecy. To counter him, I will deploy operatives to infiltrate his network and gather intelligence. Surveillance of his associates, monitoring his lab operations, and intercepting communications will provide critical insights into his strategies and vulnerabilities. 2. Psychological and behavioral analysis. Understanding Walter's psyche is crucial. His motivations are complex, stemming from pride, power, and a desire to leave a legacy. By analyzing his behavior and identifying his psychological triggers, I can predict his actions and exploit his weaknesses. Strategic disruption. 1. Neutralizing chemical operations. Walter's power lies in his ability to produce high-quality methamphetamine. Disrupting his operations involves targeting his chemical facilities, sabotaging his production equipment, and intercepting critical supplies. Ensuring that his operations are consistently disrupted will weaken his hold on the drug trade. 2. Financial disruption. Walter's empire is financially driven. By tracking and seizing his assets, disrupting money laundering activities, and freezing accounts, I can cut off his financial resources. Financial instability will undermine his ability to fund his operations and maintain his criminal network. 3. Public exposure and legal action. Exposing Walter White's criminal activities to the public and law enforcement is essential. Coordinated efforts with media and legal authorities will reveal his operations and force him into the open. Public scrutiny and legal pressure will destabilize his empire and compel him to make mistakes. Psychological manipulation and containment 1. Exploiting personal weaknesses. Walter's ego and personal motivations are his greatest vulnerabilities. By creating scenarios that exploit his pride and ambition, I can provoke him into making errors or exposing himself. Manipulating his desire to control and leave a legacy can lead him to make strategic blunders. 2. Creating internal conflict. Walter's criminal network relies on trust and loyalty, but his actions can incite internal conflict. By sowing discord among his associates, exploiting rivalries, and turning his partners against him, I can weaken his power base and disrupt his operations from within. 3. Controlled confrontation. Any direct engagement with Walter White must be carefully managed. His strategic brilliance and resourcefulness make him a formidable adversary. Confrontation will be controlled and strategic, minimizing risk to innocent bystanders and ensuring that his actions are anticipated and countered effectively. Legal and law enforcement strategies. 1. Coordinated law enforcement efforts. Working with law enforcement, I will ensure that Walter's criminal activities are targeted from multiple angles. High-profile raids, undercover operations, and coordinated investigations will apply constant pressure. A multi-agency approach will ensure that his operations are dismantled and scrutinized. 2. Financial and asset forfeiture. Securing warrants to seize assets and disrupt financial activities is critical. By coordinating with financial investigators, I will ensure that Walter's financial empire is dismantled. Asset forfeiture will undermine his ability to continue his criminal enterprise and limit his operational capacity. Containment and Neutralization 1. Secure containment facilities. If direct confrontation becomes necessary, Walter will be contained in a secure facility designed to prevent escape and manipulation. The facility will be equipped to ensure that he cannot continue his operations or exert influence while facing legal consequences. 2. Controlled confrontation. Engagement with Walter White will be methodical and precise. His knowledge of chemistry and his strategic mind make him a dangerous opponent. Confrontation will be managed to minimize collateral damage and ensure that his actions are effectively countered. Ethical considerations. 1. Minimizing harm. Walter's criminal activities cause significant harm to individuals and communities. The plan must minimize collateral damage and focus on dismantling his operations with as little harm to innocent people as possible. The goal is to neutralize his threat without unnecessary suffering. 2. Maintaining integrity. Despite the nature of Walter's crimes, my approach must maintain a level of integrity and justice. The objective is to protect society and uphold the law, ensuring that Walter faces consequences for his actions within the bounds of the legal system. Conclusion. Walter White represents a complex threat, one rooted in criminal brilliance, scientific expertise, and psychological manipulation. My contingency plan is designed to address his multifaceted threat, targeting his operations, financial resources, and personal vulnerabilities. By combining intelligence gathering, strategic disruption, psychological manipulation, and legal strategies, I will ensure that Walter White's influence is neutralized. His criminal empire may be formidable, but I am prepared. I am the Knight. I am vengeance. I am Batman. And I come prepared.